travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
All right. We are live. Welcome, family, to another show. It's your man BMT. I got my man Ethan Journey in the building today, and we're going to be discussing Colombia, one of your guys' favorite countries to vacate and also expat in. So my man's been living out there in Colombia for what been about a year now? Yeah, take yourself off of mute.
I would say about a year and like 4 months.
Okay. Now you've seen a lot of videos, I'm pretty sure, like consistently. Some from this channel. You got DC Born Rob. Of course, my man Razor Ray's doing shows specifically on Colombia and the dangers of Colombia. But you've always took a different angle. You said that Colombia is actually not that dangerous. It's the way these guys are moving. So you want to explain on that?
Yeah. So the way you move is just going to affect like what happens. Like, I move a little differently and I'm more like relaxed. So, regular life, I work, I might go to the gym, I might go out to the restaurant in the mall. I'm not traveling or living in a place looking for the females. I'm not in a rush. I'm not here for 2 weeks, 1 month. I'm here long term. So, that helped me kind of stay away from problems because I'm focused on a mission.
Okay. And what city are you in now?
So is there another live going on? Because this one is not active.
It's not what now?
The one the look that you gave me is not active. So I don't know if that's supposed to be.
Yeah, it might have didn't close out. But everybody's here though, so don't worry about it. I'll close it out.
Got you. I'm in Cali, Colombia right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the vibe out there in Cali, man? I know you got Andre out there in Cali, but what's the vibe out there like?
It's so it's not as fast paced as Medellin.
Okay.
It's more like, I think it's a lot slower. It's less foreigners. So there's really not, you won't really come across that many foreigners. So it's a lot different than Medellin. I like it. It's different. You don't meet that many foreigners. You just kind of just chill back and just kind of go and have fun. It's less going on in Cali.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. There are 2 live streams going. I'll see if I can shut this one down. But so you lived in Medellin, you lived in Cali. You said it's pretty much a little slower pace. Would you feel like it's a little safer?
So I think it's safer because there's less foreigners who do get scoped in Colombia and in Cali. It's more focused on Medellin. That's where most of the guys who come to Colombia, that's where they go to, either Cartagena or Medellin. Medellin is known for more pay for play, so that's where the folks go to. I think
every. Okay, well, I'm not gonna put that just specifically on Medellin because that goes over all around South America in general.
Absolutely. But just talking about the different countries or cities in Colombia, I think it's more focused on like Medellin and like Cartagena. Medellin is more popular. That's what I've kind of feel is more. It's more YouTube videos out there that kind of focus on those kind of activities.
Okay. You basically saying that the scope of the drugging is more kind of concentrated on those cities than they are in Cali. But what dangers do they have more so in Cali, if at all?
I would say I've heard that people get robbed more. Like, but this is not foreign. This is just in general. Like, it's more like Colombians. They get robbed more. Someone could roll up on like a on a bike and steal your phone. I've heard, never seen it, but I just kind of heard the last girl I was dating say, hey, she was just staying off her phone to kind of avoid getting robbed. So
yeah. All right. Let me give a shout out to my man John Patterson in the building. He says, coming to Colombia March 19th through the 25th. Need to holler at you. Okay, John. All right. Definitely got to holler at me. People still pulling up in Medellin, but I appreciate the $10 super chat, my man. CC says they are both dangerous. So you basically said that you got to watch out more for the jump outs, the motos when you're walking around Cali or something.
No, not really. Not really. You don't really have to watch out because if you just go to the mall or you go to like, you go to the salsa, of course you gotta just watch out, but it's not going to like just happen, but just have to, of course, just use common sense and kind of just watching out. It's the same thing if you live in New York. You got to be careful. They're snatching purses and stuff in New York too, stealing phones the same way they are in Colombia. You got to look out and make sure no one's trailing you.
Okay, so you're trying to tell us that you feel this, danger. You feel like America is just as dangerous as Colombia?
Yeah, I've always, the same way I move in America, I move in Colombia. So I don't know how. When I go out my home, I don't feel like there's danger. I'm just watching out because that's the same thing I'll do if I was in America. If I was if I was in DC, I'll just be like, looking around. If I'm going to my car, just looking over my shoulder for a little bit and then walking to my car. Nothing too crazy. It's just like basic safety measures you should do in any country you go to, whether it's Europe. It doesn't matter what country. You just got to be use common sense, kind of look around left and right.
Okay. So speaking of other countries, have you been to some other countries besides Colombia?
Yeah, I've been to Africa.
Okay.
That's it. Mostly just Africa and Colombia.
Okay, what part of Africa? Africa is the whole country, man.
Cameroon. Okay, yeah, be more specific. Cameroon.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I got Mocha Alpha Seductor says Colombia is too dangerous. I would go to Brazil, Mexico, or Argentina. Okay. All right.
So I would say.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would say that coming to Colombia might not be the best for your first, if it's your first country, right? I recommend not coming to Colombia. You want to go someplace else. Colombia right now is more for like expert travelers. You've been to like 5 or 6 different countries. You've lived there for like weeks, months. You kind of know. So now, I recommend to just come to Colombia and proceed with caution, especially if you're coming here looking for females. So that's also a factor.
Okay, so why do you say that? For coming to, so you saying basically if you come to date, it's going to be a whole lot more. If you come to Colombia for a single man, it's going to be more dangerous. Is that what you're trying to say?
It depends, like what you mean by dating. If you're coming here for like 2 weeks to just like kind of just fool around and see who you can meet, and you're going to be using Tinder, yeah, you might not want to just come out down here like and just be doing whatever you want. But if you're coming down here with like purpose, like hey, I'm coming down here for a month, 2 months, I want to just explore, I want to just go around and meet people organically, then nothing's going to happen. Like if
whoa. So I don't know if you saw that video. It went kind of mini viral within the travel space, at least. I don't want to pronounce the guy's name wrong. I think it's like Naseed or something, who hired a tour guide, and apparently his tour guide pretty much set him up. And did you hear about that story?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched him on Razor Ray. So his story is not common sense. Like, don't just meet a foreigner, even though he's he's your tour guide. Don't just go to a random mountain in the middle of the night with people who you don't know and bring your expensive equipment and stuff. Like that's just common sense. Like I wouldn't go to in America. If someone invited me to up in the hills to some fancy party at like 12 p.m. and I don't know anybody there, I wouldn't go, because why would I? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, but you just said that you can kind of move around organically and be fine. That's kind of what he was doing.
No, that's not organically. You still got to be like, hey, why am I going to take all this expensive equipment to some house party in the middle of the night up in mountains? Like before you go someplace, right? You got to do your research. In America, I'll do the same thing. Somebody invites me somewhere, I'll be like, where's it at? Is it at a church? Where's the party at? What's the address? What neighborhood is in? Before I even go there, I'm not going to just go there, especially if I don't know nobody. Like he didn't know that guy. He knew him for like maybe 2 weeks. I can understand if he knew the guy for like 5 years, 10 years, and he invited him and something happened, then I'd be like, hey, that's just like something that you can't afford. But he didn't know this guy. He knew him for like 2 or 3, 2 weeks maybe.
Okay. We got 87 in the room right now, guys. Make sure you hit that like button for us. So basically what you're saying is, like, despite all of the stories that you see on some of these YouTube channels, you believe it's just how the tourist or foreigner is moving per se, more so than anything.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just be careful. The same way you move in America, you should apply in Colombia. Like, don't go to someplace where someone invites you to someplace and then you don't know who this place is. You don't know the guy. You've only known him for 2 weeks. Things could happen. So you have to also factor that in.
Okay. All right. So I wanna read this real quick, and you can come back and tell me what your thoughts are on the other end. I gotta figure out a way to close this screen, other stream. Everybody's over there. Everybody's over the other stream. But hold on, let me read this real quick. All right. So it basically says the U.S. Embassy issued a travel warning for Colombia, in particular Bogota, due to a series of insecurity facts that have been presented in the country's capital. Now, this is pretty much speaking on Bogota. It's on the 4 levels of alert. The one issue for Colombia is level 3. It's asking citizens to reconsider the option of traveling to their country. It makes a call for shooting to keep their composure and throw it to the floor. Okay. So American citizens need to be vigilant, maintain increased situational awareness, and incorporate sound personal safety practices into their daily activities. This is coming from the embassy. The U.S. Embassy in this alert has made a call to the citizens who are currently in Colombia, pointing out that due to the wave of violent events in different cities, they recommend to be careful and avoid any kind of confrontation with thieves or criminals who can, murder them. Basically, it says increase them, but I guess that's what they're trying to say. As there have recently been robberies by armed individuals in popular restaurants, cafes, and breweries in Bogota, frequented by tourists and the expat community. The U.S. Embassy emphasizes that there is a continuing threat of crime throughout Colombia. Refrain from residing and quickly delivering all objects of value without hesitation. This is just basically saying, pretty much give it up. All right. The text also recommends that American citizens reconsider traveling to Colombia, taking into account, in addition to the attacks and a wave of insecurity, protests, and kidnappings. So that's coming from the U.S. Embassy. What would you say to that?
I would say that that's great advice. Yeah, that's great advice. You should, of course, proceed with caution. Don't come down here and be using a dating app. Because if you're coming out for 2 weeks and you're using a dating app, what you're thinking about is just smashing. Let's be honest. If you're here for 2 weeks and using Tinder, you're not trying to find something serious. And those chicks on there know that, and they're plotting to kind of steal your money, and hopefully you leave. When your time comes, and they disappear.
Okay. So are you saying all this is based on Tinder?
Yes, this is all these, like 90% of these situations are off Tinder or some guy meeting or a chick from somewhere off of Instagram, and just bringing her over to the crib right away.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about the incidents of robberies and kidnappings? What does that have to do with Tinder?
Now, those situations are like, that's different. That situation is more like they're targeting you, right? Because they know you're a foreigner. They're targeting you because you're here for vacation, stuff like that. Now, that's something that you should be more mindful of, right? You can't really. There's not much you can do to really kind of like stop that, because that happens in every country, but kidnapping and stuff. But they're focused on foreigners because they know you guys are here for. They're seeing all these things on on Tinder, chicks getting chicks robbing dudes for like 50K, 20K, and they get that idea in their minds, so they start going after foreigners now. So it really started off with the females, and now it was just all about getting more foreigners because they see all these stories, and then they start getting ideas.
Okay, I want to read a couple of comments here. I got my man Free Tory in the building. He says dudes only want to defend Colombia with their lives because they want validation for themselves going there. Dudes should just avoid Colombia. There are so many separate places with the same women you can go to. Okay.
Let me respond to that comment. Yeah. So
okay,
you see how he's talking about females, right? That's their main purpose. They're coming down here just for females. And you can clearly see in his comment, he's saying, "Oh, there's many other places you can go where you can meet females. Why not just come and enjoy the country?"
Okay. All right. I got my man Sound Mind here says, stop the cap. You can meet the same women from Tinder or Instagram walking down the street. It doesn't matter. Make a difference what vehicle you use.
It's always relating about females. If you just come down here with the right mindset, nothing will happen to you. I'm proof of it.
Okay. All right. We got my man It's Jay Clyde in the building. He says, gonna start calling all these people who say don't go to this or that place travel police. Okay. Shout out to my man Jay Clyde, Mr. Colombia. They are going to adapt. They know you're going to do coffee dates. Therefore, they're willing to play the long game. Okay. Exactly. Stop just going for the women. Think bigger, Mr. Passport, bro. Okay. Bishop NYC says there are other countries to enjoy that are less dangerous. Why take it on more risk than necessary? I'm a little split with this, bro, because I lived in Colombia for a year and some change myself. I never had any incidents at all. I know my first go around, I definitely used Tinder. Not so much the second time, and of course I'll be going back to Colombia soon. But it's like it's definitely, you can limit some things that happening to you by, of course, your actions. That's not just anything. But I will consider Colombia to be one of the more dangerous countries that I've ever lived in, for sure, because of all the incidents that happen to other people around me, and not just expats or foreigners, but also Colombians. Like the stories I've heard from Colombians, like it's on some, anybody can kind of get it to a certain degree.
You're right, absolutely. Colombia is dangerous, but you can put those. You can make the dangerous a lot less if you just do the right things. Like what's really happening to foreigners is that they're robbing and scoping. So if you take away all those robbing and scoping cases, Colombia is much safer. Like those cases happen to foreigners about like 90% of the time, and you can avoid that and make it much safer if you do the right things.
My man is Jay Clyde says the chick playing the so-called long game should give you even more time to see red flags. Brother Jay Clyde, man, you talking about women, man. that is a creature that can really mask a lot of stuff, especially in concerns of to us men. Okay, so that's a hard one. That's a very difficult one right there. A lot of women are actresses at heart. So Nasir Brooks says, stop going if you don't speak Spanish. All right.
You can't just stop going. That's like saying you stop going to Paris or France if you can't speak French. Like you still got to go out there and explore and you know learn the language. You know, that's not good advice because there's different countries like Brazil. Don't go to Brazil because you can't speak Portuguese.
Yeah,
Like,
because if we said that would be really triggering if we say, hey, don't go to America if you don't speak English. You'll set the world on fire if you said some shit like that, right? A lot of you guys just be hating in the comments, man, because believe it or not, it's a lot of Spanish speakers that get drugged and robbed just the same. Bro.
Yeah, better advice would be don't go to a foreign country that speaks a different language if you're not willing to put in the work to learn the language.
Right. That's true. That's very true. Ray Hanna says Brazil is better than Colombia, according to Dennis Jean-Pierre. Dennis speaks Portuguese, though, so his experience is going to be much different than someone that doesn't speak Portuguese. All right. Shout out to my man, the social loner. We got to do a show, man. We got to set up a show real soon. With the $4.99 in Super Chat, says, thank you. Your payment has been received successfully. Okay, I don't know what that means, bro. I think you might have copied and pasted the wrong thing there, but I appreciate the chat.
Basically, we had a we had a little miscommunication, and then we had to go out. I had to go out today and like donate $30 to a random homeless person, and I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's good.
And I posted it on my YouTube channel as well for like my first video. You know, I had to edit it, so I was doing some brand new stuff.
Okay. So what do you do on your YouTube channel? Is it more like, a talking head channel, interviews, or do you do more vlogs? Because a lot of people don't know. Like, I always suggest, like, before you start, when you start YouTube, your first 100 videos, you just kind of just throw it all together, But if you do have somewhat of a format, you could grow much faster. Like if you did just interviews, you might grow faster than doing vlogs. Although I've seen guys with blogs, do well is, too. So you gotta think about the editing time too. How many times you want to upload a week. Sometimes videos or channels that's formatted kind of more on a podcast style, you can do daily versus vlogs. It's kind of more editing intensive. So you might do 2-3 a week. And then everything's kind of formatted for shorts too. I talk about stuff like this during the consultations when people say, hey man, how do I do my YouTube? But I always give them some game. But how do you what people can expect to see from your channel?
So I just started my channel I started posting like today, but I started getting subscribers like 3 days ago. Just started promoting it. So what you can expect from my channel is just me doing a lot of interviews. So I'm going to interview Andre from Love Crossing Borders, Crossing Borders in Cali. I'm gonna go to Medellin in a few months. I'm gonna interview Paula and some other really popular people who are lawyers, chicks. I might interview Austin if he gives me the opportunity. I would love to interview him. But just interviews, vlogs, and like live streams, a mixture of all three.
Okay, and guys, I just dropped the link to his channel in the chat, so make sure to sub to my man, Ethan Journey. Okay, he's out there in beautiful Cali, Colombia. All right, so you got a main situation out there. What's the difference between dating in Medellin versus dating in Cali?
So I didn't really I had a long-term girlfriend in Medellin, so I didn't date that much. Also, I was looking for Afro Latina, and I only really like that, black chicks, and there's not that many, so I couldn't really, date them. I tried to approach a few of them, but things didn't really go the way I expected. So I was like, hey, let me pack up my bags and then come to Cali and then see what's out here because I heard that there's more Afro Latina chicks. So I was like, let me go and try some different. And dating here in Cali is a lot better because there's more females that I like in Cali.
That's a big misconception, especially that brothers that's going to Colombia in general, because a lot of people don't know Colombia has a large Afro population. Some of them might claim Afro, some of them might not, but they look black to us. From the American standpoint, we would consider them to be just black. So one of the big things is, okay, guys are going down to Colombia to date the light Colombian women, the mestizos, the white Latinas and everything. Not knowing that the majority of brothers, at least that I know, and I know quite a few, pretty much are going to date, the Afro women out there. Now, you being, a black man yourself, what are some of the similarities and differences that you have dating an Afro person there instead of, in the States, or Afro woman?
The difference is that the chicks are more they're feminine. They're definitely more feminine. They don't
Okay.
they don't banter. That could be because I don't speak the language that much, but they
Okay.
don't really banter as much. It's easier. They're way more feminine. When you go out on a date, right? Most of the chicks will just put their phone down. They're very attentive towards you. They look at you. They focus on you and what you're saying. And they're very romantic. They're way more romantic. They're way more attractive as well. Way more attractive.
I mean, women in the States is bad, bro. I'm not gonna take that away from them.
The thing is, right? Though they are, that is true. They're bad, but I still feel as if Cali, especially, has more attractive females. Because I was in the States for.
I think I know what you're saying. Are you saying that they're more natural? Is that what you mean?
No, they're more attractive. There's more. They have real hair. Like you see a lot more
organic. That's what okay. I think most brothers are. Even though we say that, okay, the women in Colombia are like the baddest, I think the women in America are. I mean, I'm from Atlanta, so the women are bad. I just think that they have more of a natural look to them that most men prefer. Damn near no makeup, very little foundational makeup. Like they don't do the whole cake face shit. You don't see a lot of chicks with dyed hair, tattoos, piercings. Like I said, I think the looks is there. It's just more organic. Or you just saying in general, like, nah, fuck all that. They look better.
In general, they're more attractive. Like it's easier to find a chick with a nice body out here, and you have the opportunity if you approach them right. They're nicer to you. Let's say a chick got a BBL, right? She's Afro, and I pull up to her. She will at least give me an opportunity for the most part. I have had some situations where they won't give you the opportunity, but for the most part, they'll listen to you and they'll give you their WhatsApp, and then you have an opportunity. They're more approachable. Especially if you speak Spanish, that just helps you out a lot better because now you can communicate. When you go out on a date, you can be more romantic. Even if you don't know Spanish, right? You can still kind of talk to her more, and then she'll be more open to dating you. Especially if you dress well, you hit the gym, take care of yourself. That's gonna give you an opportunity to get a more attractive female without making six figures or being 6 feet tall like in the States.
Okay. All right. So much has been to women in the States can't compare to the women in Colombia. All right. Okay. So let me ask you this: What up, Grego? Trolling ass Grego. So you say, could you use Tinder in Cali since it's not technically Medellin?
So I've used Tinder and nothing's happened to me, and I've taken like 4 chicks out, and a 5th chick I have her Instagram. I just was too busy to meet her, and she's But you can definitely use it. But I would recommend to take your time. Right? Don't rush things. Don't say, hey, don't match up with a chick, today, and then 4 days later have one of them come back to your crib. At least take her out first, right? Take your time, vet her out, ask her questions. Where do you work? What's your Instagram? What's your WhatsApp? Get her info. Maybe if you want to go the extra mile, get her cellular. That means her ID, Colombian ID, to verify who she is, just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it, but you got to use it with extreme caution because there are people on there who are trying to set you up. You just gotta, if you want to use Tinder, you got to do your due diligence and be patient.
Okay. Got T Poppy says dudes only like foreign women better because they will give you a chance because they think you are. Well, you want to answer that? You want to comment on that? I got my own thing I want to say on that, but go ahead.
So there's chicks out here who will give you a chance who got money. Like I took a chick out on a date. She's a lawyer. She got her own car. She got a BBL a few months ago, and she told me how much it costs, and it was a lot of money. She got a good BBL, and she was trying to have me and her go to Cartagena next week, but I was like, I'm too busy. So you can there's chicks out here with money who don't need your money. They just want a man who's faithful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Some chicks will give you a chance because they think you got money. That's gonna happen, but that's the same. You know, that doesn't. You know, that's just life. But not all chicks here are aiming for money.
All right, let me get this. I don't know what my man. I got some mods in here, but they not. Let me get this guy up out of here, man. Get on up out of here. Matter of fact, yeah, let me get him on up out of here. Hold on, we got a little troll up in here, man. You know, passport bros. We get all the trolls. Up. Try to run away from the band.
Yeah, there's chicks out here with BBLs who are lawyers, doctors. Like, yeah, there's chicks out here who have regular jobs who have BBLs.
My man Ash L says, "What woman doesn't want money, though?" You know, it's very true. That's very true. You know, I think this. I think when you get a little older as a man, you come to the realization that that's just part of being a man. What a woman likes about you is, you know, how you get your resources. It might not just be all about money, but she don't want to date a guy that, you know, probably don't have enough in her eyes of whatever it is. And the thing about the stakes of dating, like, I mean, let's keep it $150. It's all transactional. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's more transactional in America than probably anywhere in the world, in my opinion. Just me personally. It's a lot of women that's walking around as pretty much prostitutes, but just don't recognize that they're actually prostitutes. We used to call it closet whoring back in the day. That's what we used to call it. I don't know what they call it now, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, the chicks, you know, it's kind of like you want like a chick who's bad, right? It's the same thing. You want a beautiful female, right? So you want her for just mostly her looks and maybe whatever else comes with it, right? But the females kind of view you as the same way. They want you because you're a provider, and of course, the other traits that come along. So that's kind of like it's always been an exchange for the most part.
Okay. My man, shout out to my man Dre the Kid says it's simple down here. Stay offline, trying to meet decent women, meet normal women doing normal things here. Online dating isn't really a thing here. What would you say to that?
So I'm sorry. If you're talking about Colombia, yes, online dating is a thing, but you won't find the most attractive females on Tinder. You find them in person. They'll be just, at the gym, at the grocery store. That's where the most attractive females are, at the mall, walking around. So I would just recommend, there's no need to use Tinder. Just you're better off learning Spanish and approaching chicks, code approaching. And of course, if your Spanish is better, then you can kind of network and get into those circles to get access to more, attractive females, and it'll be easier for you once you learn the language.
Shout out to my man Mufasa Shabazz. He says it must be different in the South. It's not transactional like that in California. Shout out to my man Mufasa Shabazz. That's just my opinion. I don't know. If that's what you think, bro, that's what you think, man. You got a lack of understanding when it comes to female nature in the States. Goddamn it, real talk. Some guys be swearing it's their game, they looks. All right. Fight Man say true statement. The most attractive women usually aren't on Tinder. That seems true for pretty much every country. I don't know, man. It's some beautiful women on Tinder, at least in Medellin and San Domingo. Shit.
See, they are, right? But most of the chicks, like the baddest chicks I've seen, were in person. Like the thickest chicks, the most attractive, fit stomach, were definitely outside at the supermarket, just walking around your neighborhood, and at the mall. At the mall is a good place because that's where, especially a good mall, that's where they all kind of come to get things. And the gym also is a great place because that's where they're fit, nice bodies. It might be a little bit difficult because it's so jam-packed to kind of interact with a female, and chicks are not really there to be talking. They want to kind of work out. So.
Scott Gibson says you need Spanish to be successful with non-working girls in Colombia. What would you say to that?
I would say, no, because I don't know that much Spanish, and I've been successful. But of course, knowing Spanish will definitely help out, and it will give you a better closing rate because now you can communicate and kind of get in her mind, which is very important.
My man Dre the Kid says no habla español equals pros in gringo hunters.
So dudes who come down here, they might approach a chick and get shot down. So that's why they mostly focus on pay to play, because they don't want to put time to learn their language. which is difficult. They'd rather just deal with pros. And there are some dudes who stay here for a long time and only deal with pros because it's easier. But you get a better quality female who's better if you just learn the language.
Yeah, that's true. But it's the thing, man. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You can trust me. You can definitely meet, and I'm not encouraging this, but I'm just saying, from my personal experience and knowing people that have gotten married to Spanish women that didn't speak Spanish, like, oh yeah, you can definitely find you a woman that don't speak English, and y'all can make it work. I see it all the time. Like it definitely happened. The thing is, if a woman's attracted to you, she see you trying to learn the language, y'all vibing out, you can rock with it, bro. Trust me, you can rock with it. It's going to be some uncomfortable moments. It's going to be difficulty, but all relationships are difficult. Now, having a language barrier is a big one, but you can make it work. You can make it work, in my opinion, from what I've seen. A lot of guys speak on their particular experience, right? But then you might have a guy, like it was a guy in Brazil, right? He was saying, man, Brazilian women ain't this, they ain't that. They not really, they own some feminists, they own some stuff. But the dude was like, 300-400 pounds, like 5'8" or something. So I'm like, well, bro, you speaking about your experience. You got guys that go to Brazil who might be more so in shape, who might be, more aesthetically better looking, and they have a field day out there. So it's all about, your perspective, because staying in shape, looking nice, smelling good, that's all still a part of the equation, despite not knowing the language enough. It's definitely still important. And Let's be honest. Let's just be blatantly honest. Being American or just being a foreigner from the West in general is somewhat of a cheat sheet. It's a card to it. Like, don't let people tell you that, it doesn't matter if you're American or not, because in some cases it does. A woman might want to date an American. I did interviews on the street in Medellin, and you got chicks that be like, yeah, I'm interested in dating an American. I want something new. I want something different. Right? So it all depends.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, taking care of yourself, hitting the gym, and, getting, maintaining haircuts, getting your clothes, wearing cologne, all that is going to, help you overcome the fact that you don't know Spanish, but you still want to put in work. Because if she's, attracted to you, you're not knowing Spanish is just like, you can learn Spanish eventually, but you still want that, physical attraction to be there, and then, and go from there. So just, take care of yourself, self-improve. The Spanish will come, as you learn, and whatever language you want to learn will come as you, practice more. But you have to take care of yourself and not be overweight and, have a good image.
Yeah. I think we interview quite a few women out there, Venezuelan women, and they, some of them be like, yeah, if you don't speak English, we'll get through it. I'll teach you Spanish. So it can happen, bro. It can happen. And in most cases, a lot of guys that are dating in long-term relationships, they might not have spoke that much Spanish in the beginning, but since living with a woman, now they speak much better Spanish. But it's the thing about learning a language, because a lot of guys will say that they speak a language, but they speaking like that base level 1 Spanish language. They can kind of move around real well. But to get in the real mix, you be like, huh? So it's different levels, man, because it takes some years to learn language. In most cases, it takes some years. I know one of my guys out there in Brazil, and you would think he was fluent in Portuguese until he tell you, he'd be like, look, bro, I've been speaking the last 3 years, but I'm just not fluent as, people might think. A lot of times I'm asking them to pronounce it or tell me what you mean by that, so I learn more. So that's the case too. But once you get that little base level of being able to communicate, get around and say your greetings and how much this is, how much that is, you'll be pretty good. You'll be pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So just take it one day at a time. Once you keep on practicing and you understand like the basis of it, and then little words here and there, you're going to eventually get better. But it will take you, depending how often you study a day, it will take you like a year to get fluent, maybe 2 years.
No, I got Wizard says it definitely matters. Women will even go at you thinking you feel yourself because you're American. Acknowledgement, positive or negative, is in the back of their mind. I think I know what you're saying, Wizard, because I had a incident with one of my girlfriends in Colombia at one time. You know, she's just like, oh, you think you're all that because you're American and you can type fast. I'm like, what? So, yeah, you have some good things like that for sure.
That is true. I did have it was only like one chick, right? One chick was like saying that, hey, you think you can schedule a date anytime you want on your schedule because you're American? Yeah, she's you know, that's only happened to me one time though. But there are chicks out here who are like that. So maybe she dated another American. Her English was pretty good, and she was a lawyer. So I don't know. Maybe she dealt with another American before. So
okay. So we're gonna go ahead and end the show, man. So before we go, you're basically saying that do you want to tell the audience about your experience in Colombia versus what they hear in the Razor Rays and the DC Born Robs? What would you like to tell the audience?
I would like to tell them that don't really think Colombia is dangerous because of all the negativity that you see on these other channels. If you come out here and you move carefully and you don't rush sex, good things will happen. Just move carefully. Don't try to rush, any sort of, try to smash a chick too fast and try to meet her on a dating app and, smash, just move with purpose, move with determination and focus and, do your due diligence, anyone that you meet, and before you try to, smash, and don't come down here looking for chicks only. Don't come down here for 2 weeks trying to, look for a quick action and then go back to your country because something will probably happen if you try to move about like that.
Okay. We got another troll in here. How long this dude been in here? Kim, I thought I got rid of you. Hold on, let me get him on up out of here, man. You got dudes that be hating on the passport bros, bro. I swear. Let me get you on up out of here, player. All right, shout out to my boy Dre. He says dangerous. Colombia is definitely dangerous. Gotta move correctly. All right, guys. Well, once again, I want to thank Ethan Journey for coming on the show, man. Make sure you sub to his channel. Check out his channel. His channel is in the link. But I'm also going to pin it in the title as well when we get off the show. And good show, bro. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
All right, peace.
All right, take care.
Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.